Hello, and welcome back, ladies and gents. Digging through the vault to find a weapon, a very specific weapon that fits the topic of this video. Where is it? Aha, yes, there it is. What do you think the Red Spectre's gonna be good at the bench? I don't know. Okay, so look at this messenger. Third eye, perfect balance, head seeker. This is the messenger of all messengers right here, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, it drops my light level, but like, who cares? Now, Clash takes no time to search because there's a team of 4 versus 4 randoms. It all makes sense now, Bungie. It's all making sense. Oh, wow, that thing fires super slow. So if you guys remember a few weeks ago, the heat went out in the unit, and I told you about that. It's really a disappointment. It was a huge disappointment, to be honest with you. Oh, I missed him. But thank goodness, we've got a Matador in our pocket. Yeah, and now there's a leak. Believe it or not, the refrigerator has leaked in this unit, and so they're gonna have to like come in and assess like the damage and figure out how cray-cray is this? Are we gonna have to rip the walls apart and tear it into all those things? Oh, messenger feeling crispy. So there is a reason why I'm using this gun. That reason, you may ask, is mainly because the weapon balance pass like preview has come out. We've gotten to see from the devs what they are planning on doing, and some good, some bad, some weird, some horrible. We're gonna talk about it in today's video. Woo! Should I poke? Should I poke? I should not poke that. Ooh, this thing is still crispy. This is crisp like a chicken nugget, don't you know? Ruby-doo! Oh, dang it. So the Bungie stream, yay, nay. Oh, so lucky. Not lucky. Whoa, what? What? Invisibullets. Let's talk about the positives of what's coming up with this weapon patch next week rather than the negatives. No, sir, I said no. The auto buff looks pretty good, and so does the buff to the high impact pulse rifles, Kappa Kappa. That's why I'm using the messenger in this video. Right, so the nerf to the Clever Dragon tier of pulse rifles, everybody knew that was gonna happen. That was no surprises, right? And that's exciting, that's good. I'm so excited though, the high caliber round nerf is super legit, and they're nerfing flinch, so that means like snipers, hopefully, depending on like how much they nerf flinch, I think snipers are gonna have their heyday again. Wow, Axiom Bolt went so far, that went around the world, I'm dead. Oh, Dolkin. Speaking of the shotguns, they ended up nerfing rangefinder, which I guess I'm confused. Like, partly I'm okay with it. Like, I don't really care. I give shotguns. Yeah, it's easy to hate on them. But I thought at the same time, too, the whole point of this patch was they're like, we're not going to nerf shotguns into oblivion. We're going to buff the primaries to a point where we don't need to address shotguns. Like, we give competitive options otherwise, which, I don't know. I need to play it. Everybody needs to play the patch before they balance wine in QQ. Like, just how games are. Like, you can't... Oh, wow, nice. Sick. That was a pretty sick jumping blast word. Oh, palindrome! Speaking of which, they've given an in-air accuracy buff to pulses, auto rifles, and scout rifles. So when you're jump and shoot man, you actually are going to have better accuracy. The reason they didn't do it with hand cannons is I think hand cannons already have a pretty, like, higher than average stat. I don't know. I like jumping in my games. I'm a Halo player, so I'm never a giant fan of bad in-air accuracy. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see this happen to the other weapon classes. Wow, we won. Nice. Nova boom boom, sir. Everybody, hold on, though. Hold on. Let's keep it cool. Let's keep it cool, everybody. Stick go. Okay, so let's talk, though, about the weird thing they did with hand cannons. They buffed the initial shot accuracy, yet they reduced the base range of all hand cannons by 5, which is pretty big, especially if you've done weapon reviews before, and hand cannons already had a pretty garbage range stat. Like, their damage fall off is even worse now than it was previously. All right, so we're gonna use the word bloom because I know ghost bullets triggers some people. They're like, it's not ghost bullets, you can't call that. So bloom is a factor that applies to like every weapon in this game, but especially hand cannons, right? Hand cannons in particular. If you guys ever played Halo Reach, when you fire and spam the trigger, the crosshair gets bigger and bigger, and in between that reticule, the shots have a chance to go anywhere inside of that bloomed out reticule. And that's the same thing that's happening with hand cannons, but you can't really see it. It's not really accurately visualized on the screen, and so that's why follow-up shots miss if you're spamming shots with a hand cannon at like mid to long ranges. So if they didn't adjust the bloom factor whatsoever, just buffing the initial shot accuracy of hand cannons, isn't gonna make them more usable. It's gonna make your first shot feel crispy, but then any follow-up shot, now with the reduced base range, is gonna require rangefinder perks even more for hand cannons. Okay, and the two main things from the stream that just got me, man. First of all, they didn't change Memory of Skorris, which, by the way, is the artifact that people are using in trials to farm up supers. It's not totally like the worst thing ever, but when it was brought up in the stream, Deej is like, what about Skorris? And the designers are like, stories? It's like they didn't even know what Skorris was. It was almost as if the designers were surprised that we, the community, would want to see a change to Skorris. And then the Blade Dancer nerf. Seriously, I'm just gonna show the clip. Diddy clipped this earlier this week, and here's the line.
The shield and they both start regenerating. Yep. We found that, and by we, I mean I found that incredibly frustrating to fight against.
And by we, I mean I found that.
I don't know about you, but I just get kind of uncomfortable. I'm like, I changed this because it was annoying to me. It's like, what? How is that a good argument or a good basis for a balance change? Same thing with Skorris. Like, if you guys didn't change it, I would have liked you to have said something like, we heard the community was really upset about it, but here's 3 reasons why we felt like it didn't need to be changed. First of all, how did I get hit with that grenade, dude? Bungie has got to change how they present these balance updates, man. The way you do a stream, Bungie, like this, let the designers sit down and talk about the patch without having to play the game, and then just do a show match between strong PvP players. There's a lot of awesome PvPers in this community who I know would want to show up for a show match, and you don't even have to fly them out, man. You organize it in that fashion, and it's going to come across a lot better. It's so hard, dude, to talk and play at the same time. So when you have designers just struggle busting on the couch and giant community concerns like Skorris going completely unnoticed to the point where they're like almost surprised it gets asked about, it's like, nah, that doesn't make me feel very good. Why would you bubble right there, dude? What are you, what have we got a defender bubble party going down? So many orbs, dude, from these bubble titans. I don't know, all criticisms aside, I'm actually really excited for this change, and I do think it's going to bring with it a lot more primary play. Huge day for Destiny news. Huge week, by the way, because we had the Activision Blizzard earnings call, and that man is lagging, and I'm going to die as a result. That's disappointing. I heard a bubble, and I want in that bubble. Tried, boys. I tried to join the bubble club. The bubble club is legit, man. So the earnings call was today. We found out, yes, Destiny 2 is on track to come out this year in 2017. They said like 3 sentences about it where, no, I wanted to get to use this, and I got chrome domed. The earnings call also told us that Destiny was one of the top 3 games of this generation, which is the first time they've ever really acknowledged or come close to acknowledging sales counts. Like, they've always talked about active registered players, but never come close to a legit sales count, which I thought that's pretty cool. Last thing I want to say is this. We're going to wait until we play the patch before we make our full opinions about things. However, you don't need to police other people's reactions or emotional reactions. Whenever these patches come out, there's a handful of people on Twitter, a few like pretty prominent community members, who go out of their way to try and control other people's reactions and tell them how wrong they are for being frustrated at Bungie, or the other way around, super excited at Bungie. You don't need to police other people's reactions. Balance changes are subjective, period, hands down. Everybody's going to have a different perception about that balance change depending on their experiences. So just let people have the emotional reaction that they want to. There's no need to police other people or belittle their opinion. If somebody's really frustrated with a huge oversight, let them be. Or if somebody's super stoked about it, go for it, share that, but don't jump in the middle of a conversation and tell somebody, no, you're just flat out wrong for feeling that way about that gun. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on things. I'd love to know what you guys thought about the weapon balance pre-patch stream. If you like this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. I'll be back in the next day or 2, depending on this leak and the drywall and all that stuff, with the 5 advanced tips to get better at any FPS game. By the way, thank you guys for the love on the first video this week, that 5-tip video. Oh my gosh, huge. So thank you guys, huge. All right, thanks. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.